Chosen one, before your thumb moves to scroll past this, I need you to stop and listen to my voice. Do not skim the next sentence. This specific moment on your screen is not the result of a random algorithm. Heaven has literally bent the rules of time to place this urgent message directly in your path. Right now, a massive shift is occurring in the spiritual realm. If you ignore this divine appointment and walk away, the window of this exact alignment will close. But do not be afraid, you are not in trouble. Take a slow breath and let the panic leave your chest. I have stepped into your storm today, not to give you another heavy task, but to give you a profound release. The cycle of debt and silent suffering is ending today. You feel it in the air around you. That invisible tension follows you everywhere you go. There is a quiet, persistent heaviness sitting right on your chest. It makes you feel like something is terribly wrong, even when nothing has happened yet. Your jaw is clenched tightly. Your shoulders are carrying a crushing weight that was never meant for your fragile human frame. I have seen you waking up with a heavy fog in your mind. You stare at the blank ceiling in the dark. You calculate endless numbers and worry about how you will survive another week. And every single morning, the heaviness is already waiting for you before you even open your tired eyes. You push through the day. You force a brave smile for the people who depend on you. You swallow your bitter tears because you have to be strong for everyone else. No one sees how close you are to breaking entirely. They only see the strong armor you wear like a shield. But I see the quiet moments when your spirit is weeping in secret. I count every silent tear that falls when the house is finally empty and quiet. You are tired of being the strong one. I saw you trying to handle everything alone. I saw you apologizing for things that were never your fault. I saw you shrinking your own needs just to keep the peace in rooms where you were fundamentally misunderstood. Your nervous system is constantly bracing for the next piece of bad news. You have lived in pure survival mode for so incredibly long. You have almost forgotten what actual peace feels like in your body. You think this deep exhaustion is a sign of your own failure. You whisper quiet prayers and wonder if I have completely abandoned you in the wilderness. That is a cruel lie. The enemy planted that thought to keep you shrinking in the dark. Your body is not betraying you today. You are simply under immense holy compression. A spiritual alarm has been sounded over your life this very hour. The adversary is terrified of the wealth and destiny written on your bloodline. He sent that heavy sadness to distract you from the miracle that is arriving soon. And I have an urgent mandate that you must receive before you go to sleep tonight. Do not let the dark steal this prophetic moment. Pause briefly right where you sit. Resist the urge to rush forward or look at anything else. Unclench your tight jaw. Drop your heavy shoulders away from your neck. Breathe with me right now. Let one long exhale release the toxic pressure of the entire day. You are safe here in this holy sanctuary. The fierce battle you are fighting in your mind is already won. I need you to stay with me in this sacred room. Do not let the noise of the world pull your eyes away from what I am revealing. The delay you have experienced was never an angry punishment. It was a fierce protection, pulling you safely out of the wrong rooms. I am going to show you exactly why the door has remained locked. The answer will bring you total release. Your season of being the exhausted caregiver is coming to a close. You have bled to prove you care for people who never thanked you. You have carried the burdens of others until your own back was breaking. Lay down your heavy defense. You do not have to perform your innocence anymore. Heaven has been watching closely, and heaven is not confused by your current struggle. Let me speak to something incredibly tender now. Something you have carried quietly for so many years. Breathe slowly now, because I see the exact weight you have been carrying. You walk through your daily life pretending everything is completely fine. But your mind is a raging battlefield of constant worry, and you give until your own well is completely dry. I saw you last night. I saw you sitting on the edge of the bed when the entire house was dark. I saw you staring at the blank wall while your tired mind raced with fearful thoughts about tomorrow. And I saw the crushing weight of bills and endless responsibilities pressing down on your chest while you tried to breathe. You swallowed your tears. You suffered in absolute silence. I saw how you smiled yesterday to keep other people comfortable. I saw you absorb their harsh words while your own spirit was breaking quietly inside. I saw you trying to fix situations that were never your responsibility to fix in the first place. But you constantly apologize just to avoid another painful argument because your fragile nervous system cannot handle any more conflict today. You are absolutely exhausted from always being the strong one. That heavy exhaustion in your bones is real. It is not a sign that you lack faith. It is the deep physical toll of carrying a massive spiritual calling in a very fragile human body. You have absorbed the chaotic energy of the people around you for decades, and now your nervous system is trapped in a permanent state of high alert, making you jump at the slightest unexpected sound. Listen closely now because I speak with a profound weight. Do not skim the next sentence. Do not let your weary mind wander away from this exact moment. The deep pressure you feel is reaching a dangerous breaking point. You have cried out to me in the dark, asking if I even care about your intense pain. I hear every single word you whisper when you feel abandoned. You think your current struggle is a harsh punishment for your past mistakes. You analyze every step you took and wonder where you ruined the master plan. Stop analyzing your life through the lens of human fear. You cannot ruin the destiny I have written for you just by being a flawed human being. Your heart is pure, and your intentions have always been deeply honest. The world does not see the invisible scars you carry. They demand your time and your energy while offering absolutely nothing in return. You give your final piece of bread to feed those who would never do the same for you. I have watched people take advantage of your generous spirit over and over again, and I have watched you desperately try to forgive them while your own weary heart was slowly bleeding out on the cold floor. I heard you whisper that you cannot do this anymore. I heard you tell yourself that you are a complete failure. I heard the quiet desperation in your voice when you asked for just one small break from the endless pressure, and I heard the terrible silence that echoed back at you when you desperately needed a clear answer from heaven. But my silence was never a rejection of your beautiful and weary soul. Hold that thought and let it land safely in your spirit. Put your hand over your tired chest if you are able to do so. Feel the steady rhythm of your own beating heart. That heartbeat is a living testament to your incredible survival. You have survived every single day that you thought would completely destroy you. You are still standing here despite the heavy warfare. You are the tired caregiver who desperately needs care. You pour endless love into a world that often hands you nothing but cold indifference. It hurts deeply when the people you sacrificed for do not defend you in your time of desperate need. You feel isolated and profoundly alone in a crowded room full of familiar people. But you are never truly alone in this heavy fight. The heavy tears you shed are watering the seeds of your incredible future. You feel like you are buried in the dark dirt of total despair, but you are not buried at all. You are simply planted. The intense pressure you feel right now is the exact tension a seed feels right before it breaks open. I am about to show you the hidden architecture of your current pain. I need you to understand something very clearly today. There is a profound difference between being punished and being prepared for a massive breakthrough. You thought this painful delay was a harsh rejection from heaven, but let me reveal the unseen architecture of this exact moment. The deep fatigue in your body is not a tragic mistake. It is a divine symptom. Breathe out that heavy guilt right now. Your unanswered prayers were never a sign of weak faith. You thought I was completely silent and angry with your mistakes, but I was fiercely busy clearing out toxic people and hidden traps from your future path. The delay was always my fierce protection. You are safe. You wake up feeling a heavy fog in your mind. The constant forgetfulness frustrates you deeply every single day. But this is not because you are failing your mission. It is the intense physiological weight of carrying a massive spiritual calling inside a fragile human body. Your nervous system is constantly bracing for a colossal shift. Do not call yourself broken when you are simply under holy compression. When heaven prepares a massive financial blessing, the human mind struggles to hold the high frequency. Your two brain hemispheres are disconnecting under the intense pressure of waiting for your arrival season. This is exactly why you cannot focus on simple tasks lately. Hold that sentence and do not let it slide past you. Listen to me carefully. The physical exhaustion you feel is the heavy toll of crossing an ancient spiritual border. You are leaving the wilderness of poverty behind, and stepping into the land of milk and honey requires massive energy from your weary physical vessel. This is where many chosen ones turn back in fear. They feel the deep ache in their bones and mistakenly call it a tragic failure. But the pain is just the heavy armor falling off your tired shoulders while your spiritual identity is literally being rewritten in your sleep. The brain fog is a protective shield. You have begged me to take the intense pressure away. You cry out for relief because the waiting season feels like a dark prison cell. But I am stretching your capacity to hold immense wealth and divine power so the coming storm of success cannot uproot you. If I gave you the massive blessing yesterday, your fragile nervous system would have completely shattered. I am building a sturdy foundation inside your mind. The world looks at your life and quickly assumes you are stuck in a dead end. They whisper behind your back and mock your quiet faith, but they cannot see the massive roots growing deep underground in the total darkness. You are being safely anchored for the incoming harvest. Stop standing at the mirror, calling yourself a failure. Stop asking me to forgive you for feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. Being human is not a terrible sin that requires constant apology from a chosen one. I do not need your flawless perfection to execute my grand design. I only need your willing proximity and your open hands. Your profound sensitivity is not a mental flaw. It is a powerful spiritual antenna, picking up the subtle signals of a rapidly changing season. The heavy weather in your mind is simply the atmospheric pressure dropping before a massive storm of financial blessing. You are highly attuned to the unseen realm, and that deep awareness requires immense energy. Stay with me right here. Do not let the distraction of this loud world pull your eyes away. We are walking together through the most dangerous part of the heavy valley. The enemy wants you to focus entirely on your physical symptoms because he desperately hopes you will misinterpret your biological fatigue as a final defeat. He is terrified of the moment you realize the actual truth. The fatigue means the heavy lifting is completely finished. The thick fog means the loud noise of your past is finally being muted forever. You are not wandering aimlessly in circles anymore. You are walking straight up the final steps toward the grand door of your new estate. There is another layer beneath this heavy exhaustion. It is easy to talk about spiritual timing when the sun is shining brightly, but I see the dark shadow of quiet doubt creeping into your mind right now. You may feel a sudden urge to scroll away because a part of you simply refuses to hope again. You are terrified of being disappointed one more time. Lay down your heavy defense today. You have been carrying way too much in your mouth lately. I know the deep pressure you feel to explain yourself one more time. You desperately want to prove to them that your heart was clean when they completely misunderstood your actions. You are so tired of bleeding just to prove you actually care about them. The hardest part is not the physical work you do every single day. The hardest part is the cruel judgment from people who have never walked a single day in your heavy shoes. They look at your quiet struggles and arrogantly assume you made a massive mistake. They whisper that your current hardship is the direct result of your own foolish decisions. I heard the quiet conversation you had with yourself yesterday. You looked at the endless uphill climb and honestly thought about walking away from it all. The heavy urge to just give up and settle for a normal life is stronger than ever before. You wonder if this grand spiritual calling is actually a massive curse in disguise. You are so incredibly tired of being the strong one for everyone else. Every time you take 2 steps forward, an unexpected crisis violently pulls you 3 steps back, and you sit alone in the dark wondering why doing the right thing always feels like a brutal punishment. The burning injustice of it all sits heavily in your weary chest. Hold that sentence right there. Do not let it slide past your weary mind. You have a desperate urge to send that long text message to clear your good name. You want to force them to see the pure truth of your kind intentions. But I am telling you to maintain your holy silence today. Do not cast your precious pearls before people who refuse to see your worth. I saw every bitter tear you swallowed when their harsh words pierced your innocent heart. I saw you trying to keep the fragile peace while they carelessly destroyed your boundaries. You are the tired caregiver who has been falsely accused of being deeply selfish. And that specific lie hurts more than any physical pain you have ever endured in your entire life. You look around and see wicked people succeeding effortlessly while you struggle to simply survive. You watch them celebrate their stolen victories while you wait faithfully for a breakthrough that never seems to arrive. And in those quiet moments, a dark voice whispers that I have chosen to bless them while completely forgetting about you. Listen to my voice right now. That dark voice is a calculated lie from the enemy. He uses the cruel misunderstanding of others to poison your pure heart with deep resentment. He wants you to drop your heavy crown and walk away from the finish line just moments before the grand doors open. He knows that a bitter heart cannot inherit a massive blessing. The skepticism you feel right now is entirely natural. Your human brain is trying to protect you from experiencing another devastating heartbreak. But your physical mind cannot comprehend the divine alignment of heaven. When they walked away from you, you felt a profound loss. But heaven was actively removing the people who were secretly praying for your ultimate downfall. Pause briefly right where you are. Unclench your tight jaw. Drop your heavy shoulders and take one very slow breath with me. X has the toxic need to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your exhausting time of performing innocence is officially over today. The Supreme Judge is about to speak clearly on your behalf. I need you to understand exactly what is happening in the unseen realm right now. The sudden heavy anxiety you feel in your chest is not a normal human emotion. It is a calculated spiritual attack. The enemy is actively sending waves of fear to disrupt your peace, and he uses your daily struggles to make you doubt my love. He did not target you because you are weak. He targeted you because he is terrified. He looks at the massive destiny written over your bloodline and trembles with intense fear. You are the chosen one who will finally break the generational curse of poverty, and that makes you a massive threat to his entire kingdom. He attacks your finances and your sleep because he knows a well-rested spiritual warrior is completely unstoppable. He is desperately trying to drain your energy. There is a massive financial breakthrough fully authorized for your life right now. But there is one final and specific key you are missing to unlock the heavenly vault. The enemy has spent years trying to hide this exact secret from you while keeping you trapped in endless survival mode. He wants you to remain exhausted. I am going to place this withheld key directly into your hands soon. You must realize that thieves never break into empty houses. The intense warfare surrounding your life is the greatest proof of your incredible value. You thought the endless struggles meant you were doing something terribly wrong, but the relentless attacks simply prove you are walking exactly in the right direction. The darkness only fights the people who carry the genuine light. Stay with me right here because this is crucial. Do not let the distraction of this loud world pull your weary eyes away. The heavy tension in your neck and the sudden urge to run away are physical manifestations of this spiritual warfare. He wants you to drop your sword right at the finish line. He knows your arrival season is only moments away from becoming physical reality. He uses the painful betrayal of familiar people to make you doubt your divine calling. He whispers that your grand prayers are just foolish delusions. But you must stop agreeing with the father of lies today. Stop looking at your current bank account as the final truth. The earthly numbers are temporary illusions designed to test your resolve, while your heavenly account is already overflowing with abundance. You are the chosen one who has survived every weapon formed against you. Every time the enemy tried to crush you entirely, you miraculously found the quiet strength to stand back up. That resilience is not human willpower. That is the breath of the Almighty keeping your spirit alive in the dark wilderness. The heavy season of being a helpless victim is officially over today. It is time to reclaim your stolen authority and silence the enemy forever. I need you to perform a simple physical act of defiance right now. Move to the comments and write 777 to seal this prophetic word. This is your holy decree that perfect provision is already yours. Typing those numbers is a physical declaration that you refuse to bow to fear. Let the act of typing be your firm signature on this new spiritual contract. The enemy loses his grip the exact moment you realize your true identity. You are no longer fighting for a victory. You are simply enforcing a victory that was already won on your behalf before you were even born. We are approaching the massive threshold now, and you must walk through it with your head held high. Do not let a single whisper of doubt remain in your tired mind tonight. The adversary thought he could break your spirit by isolating you from the crowd. He thought the heavy silence of heaven would make you curse the master plan, but his wicked strategy has completely backfired. Your isolation only made your spiritual hearing sharper, and now you are ready for the final revelation. Stay with me right here. Do not let the distraction of this loud world pull your eyes away. We are standing together at the ultimate threshold of your massive breakthrough. The intense compression in your chest is reaching its absolute peak right now. This is the exact moment where the heavy gravity of your old life tries desperately to pull you backward into the familiar darkness. You can feel the heavy resistance building up against you. Every single step forward feels like walking through deep mud. You are exhausted from pushing against heavy doors that refuse to open. You ask me why the journey has to be this incredibly difficult. You wonder why heaven remains completely silent while you are bleeding on the cold floor begging for a simple sign. Listen to my voice and let this truth anchor your weary soul. My profound silence was never an act of cruel abandonment. You thought I was ignoring your desperate cries for help, but faithful silence stands firm, while fearful silence runs away to hide. I was not ignoring you at all. I was fiercely busy working in the unseen realm to protect your fragile future. I saw the massive blessing that is ordained for your life, and I also saw the hidden traps the enemy set inside the rooms of your tomorrow. If I had answered your prayers when you first asked, you would have walked straight into a deadly ambush. I had to keep you waiting in the dark hallway. I had to delay your grand entrance for your own safety. I was aggressively sweeping the floor of your future estate. I was removing the toxic people who were secretly planning to steal your incoming harvest. I let them walk away from you during your darkest season so they could not attach themselves to your massive season of wealth. The painful rejections you experienced were actually divine evictions happening in real time. Your tears of betrayal were entirely necessary to wash away the hidden snakes. You wept when they abandoned you, but heaven rejoiced because a massive threat was finally removed from your bloodline. This is the hidden architecture of your painful delay. I stripped away everything that was false so you could finally carry the true weight of the glorious crown without stumbling. You are a spiritual warrior who has survived the most brutal training camp. The heavy silence taught you how to trust my unseen hand, instead of relying on the loud cheers of fickle crowds. You learned how to stand completely alone in the dark wilderness, and because you survived the quiet isolation, no earthly enemy can ever intimidate you again. Your foundation is made of solid rock. The intense compression you feel today means the massive heavy door is finally unlocking. You are standing exactly on the borderline of the promised land right now. The enemy is throwing his final desperate attacks because he knows his time is completely up. He wants you to surrender right at the edge of your total victory. Do not give him that dark satisfaction tonight. Hold your ground firmly and refuse to step backward. Unclench your jaw again and prepare your physical body for a massive upgrade in authority. The season of endless waiting and painful pruning is officially finished. You have passed the brutal tests of the silent wilderness. The grand stage is completely set, and your fierce enemies have been permanently removed from the royal court. The master plan is now shifting into rapid manifestation. I am about to change your entire identity and rewrite the ancient laws of your family bloodline forever. Prepare your heavy heart to receive the final revelation. The time for begging and crying on the floor is over. You are about to step into a level of power that will leave your enemies completely speechless. Let the intensity of the past few minutes settle deeply in your spirit. You have carried extremely heavy things in this prophetic message so far. But the time for carrying heavy burdens is officially over today because I am stepping into your storm to radically change your entire identity. You will never look at yourself the same way again. A petitioner stands at a cold counter and begs for tiny scraps. They negotiate and bargain with heaven just to survive another difficult week. They constantly promise to work much harder if they can just get a small blessing to feed their tired family. You have played the role of the desperate petitioner for way too long. That transactional religion is completely finished today. Stop standing at the grand counter of heaven like a miserable beggar. Stop acting like a forgotten slave in your own beautiful royal home. You thought my extended silence meant you had to grovel and plead for my attention while the world passed you by. That is a toxic lie planted by the enemy to keep you shrinking in fear. I do not want your desperate begging anymore. A rightful heir does not beg for what already belongs to them. An heir simply walks through the front door of the estate and receives. You are the rightful heir to a massive spiritual and financial inheritance that was prepared before you were even born. The glorious deed has already been written and signed in your exact name. The heavenly vault is completely unlocked for you right now. You are the chosen one who will violently break the curse of poverty. Your family bloodline has suffered under the heavy weight of lack for many generations. But that vicious cycle completely stops with your faithful obedience today because you are the bold cycle breaker heaven has chosen. You are going to fund the kingdom of light. The generational struggle ends permanently with your open hands. Do you feel the sudden shift happening in your heavy chest right now? That is the ancient spirit of fear leaving your physical body forever. The heavy chains of the victim mindset are falling off your weary shoulders while your true spiritual authority is being fully restored to you. You are no longer the exhausted survivor who is just trying to barely make it. You are a triumphant conqueror. I am stripping away the false labels that cruel people placed on you. They called you a massive failure when you were actually in deep spiritual training. They called you weak because you chose to forgive them instead of fighting back with the same toxic anger they used against you, but your gentle spirit was always your most dangerous weapon against the darkness. You are a fierce, spiritual warrior covered in grace. Stand up tall right now and square your tired physical shoulders. Lift your heavy head because you are standing in the presence of the Almighty. Do not look down at the floor like a defeated prisoner anymore because you are wearing a heavy crown that the enemy tried to steal. He completely failed to destroy your magnificent royal calling. Your anointing is stronger than it has ever been. The massive inheritance of peace and wealth is officially yours to claim today, but you cannot claim a royal inheritance while secretly maintaining a toxic poverty mindset. You must violently cast out every single thought that tells you you are unworthy of the beautiful things I have prepared for you. You are entirely worthy because my grace made you perfectly clean. The ancient debt is fully paid in full. The tension is resolving rapidly as we approach the final grand revelation. I am about to speak a powerful decree over your life that will change absolutely everything. Prepare your physical vessel to receive the absolute truth of your new reality and leave the exhausted caregiver behind in the dusty valley forever. The long days of weeping silently in the dark are over. We are stepping onto the highest mountain peak right now. Take one final deep breath before the grand royal doors swing completely open. Step into your divine authority with zero apologies to the skeptical people who constantly doubted your holy calling. Heaven is standing at total attention while the Supreme Judge picks up the heavy gavel to rule entirely in your favor today. The painful waiting season is officially fading into the past. Get ready to violently claim your rightful, glorious inheritance. The grand doors of heaven are swinging wide open for you right now. The heavy gavel of the Supreme Judge has finally struck the holy block. I declare that every single false accusation against your pure name is completely destroyed. You are officially cleared of all charges the enemy brought against your weary soul. The long season of bitter weeping is permanently finished today. Step into the glorious light of your new reality. I officially declare you the rightful heir to the overflowing heavenly vault. The massive wealth that was delayed by the darkness is being released into your hands this very second. You will no longer borrow from anyone because you will become the generous lender. You are the chosen cycle breaker who will completely end the ancient poverty curse in your family bloodline forever. I am rewriting your financial destiny right now. Every heavy chain of debt that held your ancestors is violently broken today. The spirit of lack has no legal right to touch your beautiful children. I am placing a divine seal of massive abundance firmly upon your entire household. The barren ground you walked on for years is rapidly turning into a fruitful garden. You will reap a massive harvest from fields you did not even plant. Your cup is suddenly overflowing with endless grace. You are no longer the exhausted survivor fighting just to make it through the week. You are a wealthy spiritual conqueror equipped with unlimited divine resources. The people who mocked your quiet faith will stand in absolute shock at your rapid elevation. They will clearly see my heavy hand of favor resting permanently upon your life. Your spectacular rise will be undeniable proof of my unfailing love for you. I am restoring the years that the locusts violently stole from your weary hands. Every single tear you shed in the dark is being converted into a heavy gold coin of heavenly currency. Your profound pain was never wasted because it was actively purchasing your current massive authority. You have survived the brutal fire and emerged as pure gold. The enemy is completely terrified of the glorious power you carry today. You do not have to fight the heavy battles with your own physical strength anymore. The Supreme Commander of Heaven's armies has personally taken over the fierce fight on your behalf. All you have to do is stand perfectly still and boldly receive your massive inheritance. Reach out your spiritual hands right now and grab the heavy keys to your brand new reality. The doors of endless opportunity are unlocking for you everywhere. This is not a temporary relief from your intense daily struggles. This is a permanent elevation into a brand new dimension of massive wealth and profound peace. The dark clouds of constant anxiety are scattering rapidly under the fierce light of my glory. You will sleep deeply tonight, knowing that your financial future is completely secured by my ancient covenant. You are forever safe in my strong arms. Remember the withheld key I promised to reveal to you earlier? The secret key was never a complicated formula or a desperate plea for help. The key is simply your bold identity as the rightful heir of the Supreme King. When you fully embrace that royal truth, the heavy chains instantly fall off your tired body. You have finally turned the golden key in the lock today. Your arrival season is no longer a distant promise waiting in the far future. It is happening right here in this exact holy moment. The heavy spiritual warfare that exhausted your mind has officially been won. You are crossing the massive border into the beautiful land of overflowing milk and honey. Let the glorious reality of your total victory wash over your entire soul. Do not let anyone convince you that this massive blessing is simply too good to be true. The world operates on scarcity, but my kingdom operates on endless, infinite abundance. You have paid the heavy price in the dark wilderness with your faithful obedience. Now it is time to enjoy the spectacular feast I have prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. The glorious victory is completely yours. Now I need you to pause exactly where you are right now. Do not rush to the next thing on your daily list. Let the massive intensity of that revelation settle deeply into your physical body. You have carried an extremely heavy burden for so many years, and your nervous system needs a gentle moment to realize the brutal war is completely over. Please unclench your tight jaw right now. Drop your heavy shoulders away from your tired neck. I want you to take one very slow and deep breath with me. Inhale the profound peace of heaven deeply into your lungs, and exhale every single drop of toxic anxiety you have been holding inside your chest. Let the heavy armor fall completely off your weary back today. You do not need to wear that heavy armor anymore. The spiritual battle is already won in the unseen realm. You are completely safe in this holy sanctuary. Feel the solid ground beneath your feet right now. That solid ground is my unfailing promise, supporting your fragile human frame. You can finally rest your tired mind in my strong arms. Your heart might be beating very fast right now. That is just your physical body reacting to the massive shift in your spiritual reality. Place your hand gently over your chest if you are able. Feel the steady rhythm of your heart calming down slowly. The frantic energy of survival mode is leaving your system. It is being replaced by the gentle quietness of total surrender. You have spent so much time bracing for the next disaster. Your muscles have forgotten how to simply relax without feeling guilty. But you are the rightful heir who has officially crossed the final border. There are no more hidden enemies waiting to ambush you in the dark. The grand estate of your future is fully secured today. You can finally let your guard down entirely. Listen to the quiet stillness in the air around you. The loud noise of the world cannot penetrate this sacred bubble I have placed over you. The harsh voices of your critics are permanently silenced by my supreme decree. You do not have to think about your mounting bills or your broken relationships right now. Leave those earthly details safely in my capable hands. I am actively working out the complex logistics of your beautiful future while you are simply breathing in this room. You do not need to figure out the exact timeline of your incoming harvest. A true cycle breaker does not panic over temporary circumstances. A chosen one simply rests in the absolute certainty of the ancient covenant we just sealed together. Let the gentle waves of my divine peace wash over your tired mind. Wash away the lingering fog that made you doubt your beautiful calling. Wash away the heavy guilt you felt when you were simply too exhausted to pray a long prayer. I never needed your perfect words to understand your deep pain. I always heard the quiet weeping of your sincere heart. You are profoundly loved, just as you are in this very moment. You do not have to perform any massive tasks to earn my unconditional favor. The spectacular grace you are experiencing today is a free gift for the tired caregiver. Drink deeply from this well of living water. Let it completely restore your dry and weary soul after the long journey through the desert. The heavy pressure you carried is completely gone. The invisible tension in the room has evaporated into the bright light of my glory. You are stepping quietly into your promised rest today. This is the profound peace that completely surpasses all human understanding. It anchors your soul securely when the world outside is swirling in total chaos and deep confusion. I want you to keep breathing slowly and rhythmically. Notice how light your physical body feels right now. The crushing weight of your past mistakes has been permanently lifted. Your soul is completely clean in my holy sight. You are perfectly restored and ready for the massive blessing. The beautiful future you always dreamed about is safely waiting for you on the other side of this quiet moment. You came into this exact moment feeling like a miserable beggar. You were terrified that my long silence meant a brutal punishment. But now the heavy fog has completely lifted from your weary mind. You finally know the absolute truth today. You are the rightful heir, and the grand heavenly vault is wide open. The deep anxiety that gripped your chest is completely gone. It has been washed away by my profound peace today. You are stepping confidently into a massive season of overflowing wealth and total restoration. And a true heir does not hoard their blessings in secret fear. An heir operates from a place of supreme confidence and endless generosity. Your heavy poverty mindset is officially dead and buried in the cold dirt forever. If this holy sanctuary has bound your deep wounds today, I invite you to take a moment and honor the altar. You are not paying for a miracle because my grace is absolutely free. You are simply stepping into the powerful frequency of abundance. Kindly plant a financial seed through the super thanks button right below this video. Make your bold move of faith. Use that specific button as your physical decree today. Let that seed be the tangible proof that you trust the massive harvest is already arriving. When you give from a place of entitled gratitude, you break the back of the enemy who wanted you terrified of losing every penny. You are a cycle breaker. Your seed today activates the ancient laws of divine provision. The heavy season of total isolation is breaking off you right now. But heaven always works through divine connection and radical compassion. There is someone in your phone contacts right now who is staring blindly at their screen. They are terrified of tomorrow and crying silently just like you were an hour ago. They desperately need a holy lifeline to survive this heavy night. Use your own hands to be their immediate rescue. You have the ultimate power to pull them out of the dark pit right now. When you share this exact message with them, you set the profound law of heavenly multiplication into motion. Pass this prophetic word on to them immediately. Share it right now and literally save a weary soul from giving up completely tonight. Watch how quickly your own massive harvest multiplies when you generously feed my other sheep. Do not let the enemy steal your daily bread tomorrow. The darkness will try to return and whisper old lies to your vulnerable mind. Subscribe to this sacred channel immediately so tomorrow's fresh word reaches your feed before the old toxic habit of the enemy can return. Protect your new spiritual boundaries with absolute ferocity. Leave the word Amen below as the first bold stroke of an acknowledgement signed by a royal heir. Let your written comment stand as a permanent monument of this spectacular victory. The Supreme Judge has spoken clearly, and the heavy gavel has finalized your glorious new reality. You are completely free. Walk forward today with your heavy head held high in the bright light. Do not look back at the broken pieces of your painful past. The beautiful things I have prepared for your immediate future will make you completely forget the bitter taste of the wilderness. Your bank account is aligning with your heavenly inheritance right now. The chains are completely shattered. Rest quietly in my unfailing love for you. The fierce spiritual battle is permanently over, and you are the undisputed champion. I am proudly walking right beside you as you cross the threshold into your magnificent arrival season. The grand doors are fully open. Step forward in profound peace and absolute power. Heaven is rejoicing wildly over your glorious triumph today.